The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows used to be just this online blog. Obviously, it's just a guy making up words. All words are kind of made up. But he also gives these little reflections. It's a little taste of phenomenology, right? You're reading about human experience and what resonates with people. That's what's cool about it. Sometimes he's like gluing together words from different languages to make a new word and to describe a very particular experience that a human might have. Onism. Let me see if I can find the definition here. Your life is indeed limited to a single reality by virtue of being restricted to a single body, and something might feel missing. In his little reflection, I highlighted a little just to dig deeper into this definition. It's a delirious madness built into all living things. Right from the beginning, each of us has to confront a certain fundamental paradox. In order to be anywhere, you have to be somewhere. You have to confine yourself to just one body, inhabiting only one place at a time. This is the only perspective you'll ever have, the only stretch of history you'll ever get to see for yourself. It's strange how little of the world you actually get to see. No matter where on earth you happen to be standing, the horizon you see in the distance is only ever about 3 miles away from you, a little bit less than 5 kilometers, which means that at any given time, you're barely more than an hour's walk from a completely different world. Sometimes, late at night, you look out at the lights flickering in the distance, just on the edge of the horizon, and find yourself struggling to imagine the alternate universe that each of them represents. You think of all the places you'll never have time to explore, some of which might feel like the home you never had, or like a living hell, or like walking around on another planet. You might one day be able to visit 1 or 2 or 10 of these places, but you'll never be able to shake the feeling that with every step you take, 1,000 more lights will appear, and 1,000 more, and 1,000 more. It's as if you're standing in front of the departures screen in an airport, flickering over with so many exotic place names, each representing one more path you could explore, or one more thing you'll never get to see before you die. And all because, as the arrow on the map hopefully points out, you are here.
Yeah, I think you touch on something that really is at the core of being human, understanding those limitations and having to come to a point of accepting them. It's something that is not new. It has not come with the modern world. This is throughout the years, we have this desire to know things and to do great things. Renaissance men back in the day, and you have people who stretch out to accomplish and conquer things and do great things. So there certainly is a yearning to do that and a frustration that it can't all be done. But I think it's even more easy to feel now because we have access to so many other things. And we know that there are so many other things out there that we can't, like we were saying, download into a single brain. So you have, the Renaissance times, there was a body of knowledge and it was coherent, but it was limited compared to what we have today. And so it was kind of possible in a way for somebody to know everything. I mean, not really, but to really be adept in a bunch of different disciplines and to be really knowledgeable, even expert about a lot of different things. And certainly there's still capacity to do that today, but we have so much more quantified and so much more stored and so much data, and everything is sort of off source. And we know out there are different possibilities. It's not what I can learn from the bookshelf that's on there, but I can pull out my phone and learn anything I want to. And I have a taste of what's out there that I never would have guessed, which is really cool in a lot of ways. But it also strikes as, man, like I got to learn it all. I can't learn it all. Or going out and doing all the things, hiking all the different mountains. You might see something on a screen. It sort of awakens something that maybe you wouldn't have been thinking about it in a different way. Or even relationships. Back in the day, you were friends with the people who were around you, and you married someone probably down the street from you that you knew, and like that was that. You had a limited amount of possibilities, and you still do. But there's this sense of I can connect with anyone out there, regardless of location. I can make friends anywhere. I can travel anywhere in ways that people couldn't have traveled back in the day. Can't get around the world in 12 hours. There's so many possibilities, and that can paralyze me. So again, it's a basic human thing, but it's just sort of magnified, I think, because of the access that we have now, which can be painful. And, you were reading that definition earlier, and it just struck me in the heart, like in a good way, but it's like, oh man, I feel that. That's something I experienced too. The whole definition that you're talking about just reminds me of the idea of the multiverse, which I think is pretty
Hmm.
much what it's talking about. Talking about that metaphorically, literally, whatever, but just this idea of every decision I make, I could have made another decision, right? Like that's the definition of making a choice is you're choosing to do one thing and not the other. And that's a limitation, you know?
Hmm.
And that can be frustrating. And when you let yourself go down that route of what if I had done this? What if I did do this, but I didn't do that? We're always told by our parents, by our teachers, you can do anything you set your mind to. And that's a beautiful sentiment in a lot of ways, but taken to its extreme, you really start to believe I can do everything. And if I don't do everything, then I've been deprived of something, and that can
Mm.
feel like a loss. Living with that sense of onism and the different possibilities, and gradually realizing, understanding more and more that while it can be sad, and while decisions, good or bad, necessarily exclude something else, was it what Sheen said to say yes to one woman or man or spouse or whatever is to say no to 50 million others. And that's true with whatever other good in life, your career, your choice, you are excluding something else, and there's a sense of loss in that. But it's not all sorrowful. There's a beauty in that because you said no to those, but you said yes to someone else or something else. And
Mm.
that's your reality. That's what's in front of you, not these multiverses of what could have been, but what is really here. Who is that person in front of you
Mm.
that you can love? Who is that family that you have? What is that job, that duty, that life that you're living right now, rather than chasing these phantoms of an illusion? And there's a peace in that, you know, it's like I don't have to choose anymore. And it's a matter of finding out how to embrace that.